take this whole stack of things out and just... All right. This is the Canadian Alpine Journal from 2006. On a really important climb for me because it was my first 513 Leaning Towers area in the Purcell. Working on this film called Jumbo Wild, an article in Grip magazine, and went to the Northwest Territories, Yosemite. I think I was like around 25 then. The most exciting part of this photo is the person belaying me is actually Alex Honnold. Unfortunately, he's not in the photo, so I can't prove it, but it's true. Yeah.
This one, Brody, and then we'll do your buckle. Good dog.
My family's fishing spot.
It feels so good to have those connections with local farmers. I've done some fun things.
I never do this.
I've worn pretty much every other hat there is to wear up here. Chef, custodian, plumber, lots of different roles for sure. But these days, I'd say I'm guiding and then I'm just like manager of operations. You can actually see the area that I grew up from, the ridgelines up around the lodge. It's like this amazing valley paradise with Slocan Lake nearby and these mountains as kind of like my backyard. Valhalla Mountain Touring Lodge is a backcountry ski and hiking lodge in the Selkirk Mountains. In the winter, backcountry skiing in the really nice deep powder we get around here. And in the summer, there's hiking trails, like a network of hiking trails that starts right from the lodge. My parents bought the lodge when I was 13, so I grew up being lucky enough to like be out in the mountains with my parents. Lots of hiking, lots of canoeing on the lake, even backcountry skiing from a pretty young age.
She's a rock star on the Climbing Rock, and she's a full mountain guide, basically, and she's on the right path with everything. I'm so proud.
Jasmin probably wouldn't talk that way about herself, but she's definitely known in the climbing as well as, the mountaineering worlds. Yeah, she's very well recognized in the Canadian rock climbing scene.
It was just one of those random happenstance. Went to visit a friend in Squamish. She's like, we should go out and go climbing. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I love this. From that moment on, like, life took a different path.
You see that picture there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Greenland. So she climbed 2 of those 3 peaks.
Got supported for climbing from some companies, was kind of like a sponsored climber, did expeditions like in different parts of the world.
She's spent probably, more than 10,000 hours rock climbing, and it shows. She's a true master of her craft. And so it's super fun to climb with her, learn from her, and generally just see her in her element. It brought me my community, it brought me a lot of work, and just has brought my life like a lot of adventure and meaning over the years, for sure.
Is that good for climbing content?
Food has been just such an important center point of my life in terms of like where it comes from and then also how it's prepared.
Jasmin sources food from us here at Kootenay Corner Gardens. We are sourcing meats locally, dairy locally. It's a pretty amazing food program we've got going on, and that's all thanks to Jasmin.
For the last couple of years, we've been getting as much food as we can from local farms. We've been working closely with Josh and his farm, but we're also lucky enough to get to hire Josh to be a chef up here.
I've been a farm-to-table chef for over 20 years, so the quality ingredients and where they're sourced is super important to me. To have a boss like Jasmin, who it's just as important for, is pretty amazing and a dream come true.
The last few years, I've been really focusing on how do I bring my personal values around food to like the experience I'm offering to the guests here. It's been a really fun adventure to just like try to pull that together in a way that's like practical but also meaningful. It feels so good to have those connections with local farmers.
Cashew pesto crema on top and crispy kale chips.
Bon appetit.
Just like build that sense of community and that feeling that that VMT is like supporting the local community. It's a really important value for me. Starting in my kind of late 30s, I realized that becoming a parent was something that I actually did want for myself. So I went ahead and became a parent, but I also got the fun surprise of becoming a parent of twins. I gave birth to my kids, Indigo and Spruce, in 2018. Being the owner of an operation like this, you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go on mat leave. Like, good luck. Doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it's big, but she's got her priorities, you know. The kids really enjoy being up there. They really enjoy being with the guests. They're just part of it.
This one really gets me good because it came out right after I had the kids, but I just have to I'm just gonna read this paragraph. When I reached out via email to see if Canadian certified guide and Valhalla Mountain Touring owner Jasmin Caton would be interested in being profiled for this issue, she was quick to respond with an enthusiastic yes. But there was a caveat. Things are gonna get a little nuts for me, she wrote. I'm having twins tomorrow. So after welcoming a new son and daughter into her life, Caton recapped what it means to be really busy, from breaking trail to managing spreadsheets and now balancing motherhood. Oh God. But it was really good for my soul when this came out pretty soon after I had the kids, because it made me feel I'm still gonna be able to be me and do the things that drive me and be established in the industry, despite the fact that I'm having such a huge change with becoming a mom of twins. Now I'm happy to say, between becoming better at delegating and pulling in some really great folks who are working for me now, I can feel, I feel not burnt out. I feel like I have longevity and some bandwidth to be creative about the next chapter, which is nice. It definitely feels kind of surreal sometimes that I'm responsible for all of this, but also that I get to do this for work. And yeah, it's pretty amazing life to have for sure. I feel really lucky.